Hey guys, Martin here bringing another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video, and so today we're going to try out the new AGL Fireworks Vegeta versus the Blue Zone Gogeta stage. This one is not a super long one, but not a super short one, so hopefully it'll be a relatively decent one for him. He does have type advantage over the final phase as well, which will be somewhat helpful. And yeah, just to see how this guy gets on. Obviously, we know on Global we are still kind of stuck being a little bit behind in the meta with the fact that we don't have what are essentially the two hardest fights on JP, the Goku and Frieza from the Universe Survival Saga Red Zone, and then obviously the Bulma fight from the Peppy Gals event that came out with Roshi. Man, not a great starting rotation here. I really would like to put him in slot 1, considering we can get like the 10 orbs. He does get a reasonable amount of defense and has 30% damage reduction, so I might go ahead and see what we get here. We got a rainbow friend, so bear in mind we got 460k defense, 30% damage reduction, 18% chance to dodge, which obviously the dodge chance not particularly high. I mean, as long as he doesn't immediately get slot 1 supered, he should be okay. I guess you got Prodigy. See, you don't have Prodigies, do you? But you do have Saiyan Warrior Race and Saiyan Lineage. Maybe I will keep these guys together then, because we can get the 4 orbs here for the support from Broly. So that puts him up to 500k, because he's getting 80% support. And then the AGL Broly obviously gets the extra attack in slot 3. So he takes double digits, and then we get an 8.1. Now that is significantly better than some of the other runs that I've seen with this guy. I mean, the friend has full like attack and I think seemingly crit orbs as well. So this guy definitely poised to be doing a lot more damage and looking a lot more impressive than especially my one at 55%. I've been link leveling my one. He's not fully done. I think most of his links are around 5 to 7 at the moment. So he should do okay. STR Broly, because we got the 4 rainbow orbs, will get 2 guaranteed additional supers here as well. So he's building up his passive relatively nicely. If we get the hidden potential additional here as well, which we don't, well, we take the normals for double digits, so AGL Broly will finish them off here. Now, I do think that's the thing that can be a bit of a detriment to this Vegeta, is I actually think his team is pretty good. Like, based on what we saw when we first saw his details, like, I wasn't entirely sure. We saw the Brolys were on there. I didn't really know what would be like the best build for his team, but I do really like this team build. This is the team I used for the 55% showcase that I did. I think this team works really, really well. But the problem is, and it kind of falls under the same thing we talked about with the Broly units and various characters that got added to the Broly team throughout the celebration, like various EZAs and stuff like that, is that this team can go very, very quickly because it can do a lot of damage. And of course that can be detrimental to Vegeta because obviously he's a stacking unit. So the longer we take for events, kind of the better for him, right? So we can get 9 orbs here, which is almost the max. Mine, again, 55%. Okay, he's got a couple of links still at 4, so he's actually mostly at 4s and 5s. Royal Lineage is at 7. The only downside here is we can't get the 3 AGL orbs of King Vegeta, but as long as he doesn't get supered in slot 3, he should be okay. Tech Broly, of course, staying in base, not being able to attack, but being a solid tank. That does help out the Vegeta a little bit as well, of course, because no one gets to attack before him, so there's no chance. Even if we hadn't finished off the first phase, it's not like Tech Broly would then kill the enemy and we wouldn't get a chance to attack, right? So this works out quite nicely. Get the additional. We do get the hidden potential additional for my one as well, which is good. I did give mine extra additional with the silver skill orb, because of course mine doesn't have any of the other paths unlocked, but getting that 3rd super in the first turn here, definitely very beneficial. Of course they haven't super attacked yet. Are they going to super attack King Vegeta? I mean, we got the 3 orbs at least, and he got a double super. There's a Vegeta on the rotation, which of course there always will be on this team setup. So he's got decent stats, but yeah, of course they're supering. I think he only has, what, 30% damage reduction here? Because he only gets the 60 if you get 3 AGL orbs. But he still eats it for double digits. What a goat. One of the best support units. One of the best banner units, I should say. So let's see. We can... Okay, that's only 5, so we'll get those for you. We do want to make sure we're getting rainbow orbs for Broly. We can get 6 orbs, okay. It's not a lot, but I mean, the rainbow friend got a couple of supers in the first turn. That puts him at 483 after picking up orbs. And then he's going to get 60% support here from Broly. So that gives him an extra bit of a buff. The good thing about Broly is that he does support the superclass allies. Not by as much, but he is supporting them as well. So he makes a good addition to these teams, even though we do have units like this Blue Evolution Vegeta, who of course is a superclass character. So he gets the crit here. Does get an additional super. That's a little bit awkward because I think that's the other problem with Vegeta being a slot 2 unit and being a stacker, is you get into situations like this where like the slot 1 unit has now almost killed these guys. So I think he will, you know, Vegeta should kill them with his first super, which means he then doesn't get the additional. And of course for his active skill he needs to do 4 supers. He did 2 on the first turn but didn't get the hidden potential. My one did, but of course he doesn't necessarily need to get multiple on this turn now, because he got 3 attacks in the first turn. So my one only needs 1 attack now to get the active skill, but he still needs 2 to get the full thing for his passive. So on his next turn he gets the full orb change. I think the timing for that works out relatively well anyway, because Broly's going to transform here, be a solid slot 1 tank. Needs a little while to build up before he does insane damage, so Vegeta obviously will still get a chance here to attack GOGETA. So we'll grab these orbs in the middle. Okay, we can get 8 still. Okay, good. I was going to say, otherwise we're not looking too hot, because that's the biggest problem and always will be with like a nuking style character, is if you're not getting those orbs, then even a few turns in you're not going to be getting the best stats. So, but yeah, Broly in slot 3, obviously he's fine. He gets 6 extra ki as well as a bunch of attacks, so we don't really need to worry about him as much. And of course Tech Broly can still do a decent bit of damage with his 12 ki supers, but we'll see how well Vegeta can handle this turn. I mean, he's got type advantage. Obviously after he attacks he has 48% damage reduction and dodge, so he shouldn't be at too much of a risk from this turn's Gogeta. The AGL one would be interesting, but ideally we don't kill him this turn, which I don't think we will. I mean, AGL Broly obviously can pop off at the end, but I don't think we kill him this turn, which gives the Vegeta on the next turn a chance to attack, and then this guy will be on the turn against Tech Gogeta, but actually have his orb change, have his active skill, so he should be all good to go. Get the crit. Don't get the hidden potential this time, but that's now 5 super attacks for him. So, yeah, we should be looking good here. Broly, my Broly, I went for the more dodge-focused build. So in his base form, he doesn't have as high a chance to crit. Though that does work out for the better for us here, I think. Because, like I say, ideally, we don't kill this turn. Because I don't want the other Vegeta going up against the Tech Gogeta without the rest of his passive unlocked. Getting those extra orbs and everything will be very helpful. Because yeah, this guy on his next turn will get the full AGL like field change, which will be very good. The interesting thing though is Tech Gogeta can super multiple times, and obviously is fairly likely to super attack in slot 1, so I'm not sure how well. Of course he did. That's the only problem with putting Broly in slot 3, is getting all these extra attacks, and he did get a crit in there as well, so he takes him out. Again, this is what I was saying, this can be the problem with if the team goes too quickly for this guy. But we do have the revival up here. The orbs are definitely not great on this turn. Let's do this. Oh god, that's dropped it down to 4 now. Yeah, see, that's not good. 324 start of turn, so if we do this, we get 4 orbs. That means he doesn't get the extra part of his passive because we didn't get an AGL orb. You need to get an AGL orb or 5 orbs total. So, definitely not ideal this turn. But we'll see how the Rainbow Friend does. He's got a few super attacks off. Damn, 200k still to Blue Evolution Vegeta. Ideally takes a couple of normals before he eats a super. But we know we're not in any danger of dying here because we have the revival up for Blue Evolution Vegeta. So worst case scenario, we do get killed, but then we just revive. So hopefully we should be okay. But there he is supering in slot 1, which, like I said, is kind of the worry for when he's on rotation with the orb change on the next turn, right? Because we're going to pick up all the orbs. We only get the maximum buff from 10 orbs, which I still think is a big mistake, right? Like, it's one turn only. Just let him have the crazy buff for that one turn. Because he stacks his attack and defense, like, permanently. But it's not like he keeps the same kind of numbers he would have... Wow, 600k. It's not like he keeps the same numbers he would have had on that turn, like, on the next turn. So I really feel like they should have just let him go ham on that full orb change turn, because it is only for one turn. But, you know, it is what it is. So, yeah, definitely when you miss those orbs, not ideal. 600k. That was the rainbow friend as well. That's kind of crazy. So is this the turn? Yeah. So they get the full orb change. I'm not going to use the active skill here. Mine's at what? 252. So we grab all the orbs, and then that puts us up to 700. See, that's not a lot. 700k, and then he has 30% damage reduction. But there's definitely still the possibility that he could take a lot of damage here. You know what, let's just get the Paragus getting crushed in here, because I want to keep the animations on for when we use the active skill for Vegeta. But it's a shame Vegeta's active skill isn't an action break as well, because that would certainly be useful. Yeah, crush the pod here. See you later, Paragus. And then if I do this, can we get those? Will those other int orbs? Yeah, that will connect. So we can at least get... Oh, we can get 3 now. Nice. Means we get 2 for Broly at least for his passive, but we also get a decent bit of support. 56k. Well, he's dead then. Damn. $2 million. Okay, well, I mean, there you go. So, yeah, interesting. Because the problem is, you want to put him in slot 1 to get all the orbs, otherwise it's wasted. And the problem with units that change the entire orb field, and then you have like a nuking unit on the rotation, like we see this with God Goku, units of like, you know, Bulma's, using Bulma's active skill, using Int Boo's active skill, is that you grab, if we did put him in slot 2 and grab all the orbs with another character, then the orb field resets completely, and there could be no orbs for him to pick up, because his orb changing and all the other characters' orb changing passives and everything have already gone off, and then that can put you in a very bad situation. So let's see if we can actually get to the end here. Okay, so here we are back at the tech phase. Given the performance last time and the fact that mine is the one on rotation at 55%, so we're going to do this and see how we get on. So we're completely at the mercy of how the orb field sort of respawns in. We can get 7 orbs, which is actually pretty good, although unfortunately to get those 7 orbs for Vegeta, that means taking all the rainbow orbs on the field. Which, yeah, means potentially not a great turn for STR Broly. At least we can get 1 orb for him to give a little bit of support to the rest of the rotation. But there goes Tech Vegeta, of course, super attacking in slot 1 again. So, you know, still very much the case that we probably really shouldn't be putting AGL Vegeta in slot 1 on this turn, even with the full orb field change. I mean, we'll try it out on the next rotation. Or, well, I suppose it depends whether we one-turn this Gogeta, which I don't know. Probably not, considering we didn't get enough rainbow orbs for the STR Broly to get any additional super attacks. So it kind of depends. We haven't lost any HP on this run, really, the whole way through. So the AGL Vegeta doesn't have that extra part of his passive activated for the extra attack power and crit chance. So chances are he's not going to be killing this Tech Gogeta here. Do get the additional super because we're above the 50% HP. So, yeah, overall, still not exactly great here. We get the dodge. Okay, we double dodge both the attacks. If he super attacks STR Broly, though, that could be a bit awkward. If we were lucky, we could get the hidden potential super, I guess, which we don't. But he didn't super, so that's okay. So now the other Vegeta is going to get the orb change turn. But this puts us in the same... We're still kind of in the same position here. So I guess we just go ahead and grab all of these. And then what do we get now? Okay, we can get 7 again. That's not bad. We'll do the activate the domain for Broly. So obviously that's going to buff Vegeta a little bit as well. And then, yeah, we'll do this. And then do this. I mean, we should kill him this turn because the obviously Blue Evolution Vegeta is going to do some decent damage. And then even if we don't kill him by the time AGL Vegeta is attacked, Broly should go crazy in slot 3 with the number of supers that he's going to be able to do and crits and everything. So should hopefully be moving on to the STR phase very soon here. But yeah, I mean, every now and then, like, I see a couple of things from this Vegeta that are decent. You know, like, in this run, to catch back up to the tech phase, the Rainbow Friend one, we got, like, the 10 orbs, I think, on, like, his second appearance, and he was already up to, like, a 10 mil, which is not bad. But it's also not, like, anything special, right, for a brand new Dokkan Fest exclusive. I think you have to get that. You really want to lose a bit of HP early on to get that extra part of his passive activated. Otherwise, his attack stats really aren't going to be that impressive. Like 16 million crit, I mean, it's not bad for the active skill, but we're on turn 8 at this point, right? So, get 8 orbs for you. And we can get the 3 orbs for King Vegeta, so that's perfect. Alright, so the thing about STR Gogeta is whilst he can hit quite hard, he doesn't really have a lot of health. So it is very possible that Vegeta could just kill him here for us. Because I think Broly, I mean, if he gets a 3rd super, maybe. But Broly should not kill him. There we go. Right, so now Broly should eat the super. Because we've got the active skill. I think he's still got the full damage reduction, right? I mean, 100k. That's fine. We take those. And then 14.5. So that's really good. Like, on the rotation with support from King Vegeta, that's definitely much, much better. No crit, though, because, of course, you know, no passive. But this is my one. So that's him at 55%, and he's still not full level 10 links. So he's got the domain buff. He's got the King Vegeta support. We get the additional from the hidden potential as well, and he's up to 16 mil. So, decent finish here from the Vegeta. But I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. I mean, obviously, as I said at the very beginning, the Gogeta event is not exactly like the benchmark for most difficult events in the game anymore. But I feel like it's the team does more of the work, right, than this Vegeta. And then you can still run into issues, as I've already said, of him being a slot 2 unit that needs to stack. Like having Tech Broly as a slot 1 unit. If you're getting into a phase where, you know, the enemy's already close to being dead, like, it'd still be potentially too risky to put Vegeta in slot 1, and then Broly's going to kill them and he's not going to get any stacks. But we got through. I mean, I do think this team is good, but it's most of the team that is the good part and not so much the Vegeta. Like, he's certainly okay, but the more I use him, I feel like the less like impressed and the more frustrated I am with some of the weird decisions they made with his design. But let me know what you guys think of this Vegeta down below in the comment section. But yeah, certainly nothing too crazy. But that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Master Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.